All right, guys, this is the poster. 2 feet by 3 feet, glossy, high definition, 378 Michael Jordan insert and parallel cards from the 80s and 90s. And then the best kept secret on the back of these posters, you've got the largest Michael Jordan pack odds list in the hobby. Get your posters now. Still plenty available in inventory. Thank you in advance for supporting the channel.
Okay, as promised in the introduction, and as you guys saw on the thumbnail, this is a round table with 3 experts in a Cajun. That's what we're calling it. And we're going to look at Michael Jordan's top 23 hierarchy cards in order. You guys know that when the hierarchy was put together, we did not put the cards in any specific order, and everybody wants a specific order. And I thought, you know what? That would be a pretty good topic of conversation. Who better to invite to have this conversation with than Frankie, Josh, and Chris McGill. Guys, welcome to the channel. This is going to be a fun one, and I think this one's going to get quite a few views and quite a few comments as well.
Yeah, thank you for having us.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Okay, this is going to be tough. There's 4 of us. We're going 4 wide. It's like a NASCAR race. It's like 3 wide. We're going 4 wide. So we're going to try to keep this thing all together. We're going to work off of Frankie's list. And to be clear, we're taking Michael Jordan hierarchy cards. And this was my suggestion. And I know Chris has taken liberties a little bit and been a little more analytical. Josh, Frankie, y'all might have done something different as well. And we're going to see exactly how you came to put your list together. My instinct was if you laid out every Michael Jordan card in the hierarchy on a table and you were just, they just said, choose the card, choose this card. Which card would you take first? That would be number 1 on your list. Does money matter? Yes, money matters. Does future value matter? Yes, future value matters. Does how hard it is to find this little bastard? Yes, that matters. Aesthetics matters. Pop matters. Gem percentage matters. Everything matters, right? But the idea is we're not picking the cards off the table to immediately go sell it to the next dork down the line. We're keeping these cards like for our collection. If you were going to take these cards off of a simple table and assume they're all the same grade, if you were going to take a card, which card would you take? First, second, third, fourth, all the way up through 23. And then obviously we're going to work our way from 23 to 1. And we're going to use Frankie, the Oracle, as our barometer, our measuring stick. And then we're all going to work off of Frankie's list. Let's do this. First, let's start with Frankie. Any thoughts on when you put your list together, how you put it together, any asterisks or caveats or special exemptions or exceptions you want to talk about?
I do, actually. So when I started looking at the list, I first actually pulled up pictures of all the hierarchy posters and stuff like that. And I started looking at the cards for what they actually are. So my first rule was the grade premium is out.
Okay.
I'm not considering any card graded at all. I'm considering
Authentic.
the card by itself.
All authentic. Yeah.
By itself as it came out of a pack, right? The second thing that I noticed had to do with conditions. So, and I know Chris is going to have something to say about this one. No hand numbered cards. Why? Because the numbers fade over time. So you don't want, if the goal is to keep the cards for 20, 30 years, you don't want cards that are going to degrade and have those numbers fade. So that also means that no cards with degradation issues. That means that cards that like the finest or chromes that turn green over time or that change color significantly. So those cards, I try to, to avoid them a little bit as most as I could. A very important one for me was to pick cards that don't have straight up fake issues. Like we know a couple of the cards have been fake copies, have been, certified by companies and stuff like that. So I don't want to keep a card for a long term that I know I'm going to have issues regarding its authenticity in the future. And the last point that I used was significance or popularity of the card over value. So why? Because we have some very important cards, some very significant cards in the Jordan history that are not necessarily the most expensive ones.
Yeah.
So with that in mind, coming up at number 23.
Hold on. Before we get to your 23, Let's go to Josh first, because I know Chris has got a lot to say. Josh, you heard what Frankie had to say. Any considerations, any thoughts, any processes that you put together to make sure, any protocols on your list?
What you said about, picking off a table, immediately I went where Frankie did and said they're not graded, right? We can't say this in the 10.
Let's just say they're all just authentic. Yeah.
Right. They're just cards, right? And
I'm with you.
Pick your favorite one, right? That being said, I did take into account the discoloration issues. I did not look at the numbering, but the one thing I was looking at is rarity, and some of these cards being very heavily faked. And I did take that into consideration in a good way. So my asterisk is, if I pick that card and it is 100% authentic, it's 100% on my list. If it's not even on the list, right? So that's the only other thing. I took the fake piece into consideration in a good way, saying this is guaranteed authentic, real.
I did what you did. So Frankie has concerns about authentic and fake, and we all do. Then we're talking about the Rave 25. We're talking about the starting 5. We're talking about a couple others, right? Obviously, my hypothetical is everything on the table's real. So I've assumed everything on the table is real. So I get it, but it makes sense. Chris, talk to us about yours in 50,000 words or less.
Well, honestly, Brian, I should just save my personal list preamble for before I do my list, so that it flows right into and sets it up. But to comment on Frankie's, I thought those are excellent starting points. In fact, I wish I had thought of several of them, but I didn't. And I think that's a great starting premises for ranking. And I really look forward to seeing how he does this, because, Brian, like you said, I mean, we can't sell these until we're 65. So, we're going to live with these cards for a long time. And I really like what he said about significance and the cards that mean the most to him and the cards that he finds mean the most to Jordan's card catalog. I really like that approach.
Fair enough. All right. I think we're there. I think we're at the starting line. Frankie, we're going to start with you, and we're going to start with your card number 23 on your list. And look, I've got now's a good time to remind everybody, this poster, the hierarchy poster, is still available. Still got a few in inventory, sold over 500, but they're available. Tier 1 is primarily what we're going to be looking at, but I'm quite certain we're going to be pulling some cards from Tier 2 and maybe beyond if I know what's coming. So this is what it looks like, and it's also got a humongous pack odds list on the back, which is absolutely invaluable and super helpful. And yes, one day there will be a digital version of this available for sale on the Cajun Cardboard website, which is getting nearer and nearer to completion, believe it or not. All right, so with that being said, Frankie, let's get details about how to buy the posters in the YouTube description. Frankie, let's start with you, number 23 on your list.
Number 23. I don't think any other you guys picked this one, but let's see. My 23rd card would be the first Jordan Beam team, the 1992 Stadium Club Beam team. Why did I pick it? It's 1992 started basically the insert revolution era. And the Beam team is one of those cards that's recognized by Jordan collectors practically everywhere. And it's basically a staple on every Jordan collector's collection, right? You don't need it to have in a high grade, like we stated, but I think it's one of those cards that people recognize, that people value, and it's very popular with Jordan collectors.
Anybody else have the 92 Beam team on their list?
I do not. I love it.
I do not either.
Love that.
So the issue is going to be here, and this is why it's going to be an interesting, just phenomenal roundtable here, because Frankie's obviously not of the opinion that the 92 Beam team is one of the 23 most valuable Michael Jordan cards in the world. That's probably not that's not how it got onto Frankie's list, but it's important in that, when you think of foundational Jordan inserts, I think of two personally. I think of the Scoring Kings, and I think of the Beam team. And honestly, the Beam team came before the Scoring Kings. I mean, it just did. And Chris, we've talked about this, and I know lately you've plunged head first into First Matters. The 92 Beam team found its way onto Frankie's list. It's not on any of ours. Now is probably a good time for me to interject, and this is going to be a little wild. I'm just going to say, along those lines, I've got, because I could not exclude them from the 23 cards. If I'm just going to put 23 cards in my collection, I could not exclude these two cards. I've got both Jordan rookie cards on my list at 23 and 22. I don't know if anybody else did. I know they're both very high population. The Fleer obviously more so than the Star 101, but I've got the 86 Fleer right here, and I've got the 84 Star 101 on my list. Because it's just too important. I mean, they're the two most in demand sports cards in the world, perhaps. All sports considered, in my personal opinion. Did any of you guys have either of the Jordan rookie cards on your list?
I don't have either of them.
Okay.
Neither one.
Okay, I have them on there with an asterisk for the same way Frankie has his beam team with an asterisk, right? It's not like we're not trying to get rich and own an island. We're just, we have reasons, right? And so that's where it's at on mine. Okay, Frankie, go to number 22, and then what we'll do is once you hit a card that all of the rest of us have or some of us have, we'll talk through that and where it is on our respective list. What's number 22 on your list, Frankie?
1993 Scoring Kings.
There you go. Same reason, right?
Yep, same reason. It's probably the most popular Jordan insert that I can think of. I mean, every Jordan collector in the 90s knew what that card is. Every collector in the 2000s, in the 2010s, everybody has heard about that card. I mean, it's just simply one of the most collected Jordan inserts that I can think of.
Yep. Either of you guys have Scoring Kings on your list?
I don't. I thought about it for that same reason, but once you kind of made the comment of it's laid out on a table pick, it fell out.
Yeah. I would still like to see Frankie in a room pick up a 92 beam team with the other cards we're about to talk about, or me pick up an 86 Fleer, pop 400 billion with all the other stuff, on the table.
Exactly.
But
they're along the same lines, more or less.
Along the same lines. Yeah. Okay. So we'll keep going. Go to number 21 on your list, Frankie.
Linchpins.
Okay. Anybody else have linchpins on their list? Let's pull it up. I'm using Card Ladder, by the way. Is that okay? Are we okay with that? There you go.
I love the card. Did not make the list for me, but love the card.
There we go.
Did not make the list for me either, but love the card. It's obviously a big, and it's been running lately. Well, of course, most of these cards have probably been running lately since we're in a bull market. No pun intended. Well, pun intended. I intend the pun. I intend the bull market to be a pun. But this linchpins right here is something else. It did not make my list either. Keep going, Frankie. Go to number 20.
Noise Boys.
Okay. Anybody?
No, some of my favorite inserts, but not in the pickup, scenario.
We're getting closer. And again, if we're just talking about aesthetics, it's probably in my top. It's probably in my. I don't want to see Van Horn. Let me go. There we go. Right there. So
there we go.
Probably in my top 23. If you're just asking me to pick the prettiest Jordan cards, the cards that I like the look of the most, it's probably in all four of our top 23. To be quite honest with you, but did not make my list either. Did not make my list either. Frankie, you're striking out here. Give me maybe your list should not have been the barometer. Number 19.
The Topps Chrome Preview Refractor.
Josh, that might sneak onto yours, no?
It did not, but it's one of my favorites.
Not on my list either.
Took me a long time to get mine.
What grade do you have, Josh? Just out of curiosity.
9. I
I
bought it right when the 10 sold.
Yeah, I remember you asking about that because you were just trying your ass off to figure out, I don't know what's fair. The 10 just sold for 100 and whatever, 15,000 or 50,000, 150 something. I don't know, something crazy. I just remember that being one of the craziest sales I think I've personally ever seen in the Jordan market. And I remember you reaching out to the group saying, I've got an option to buy this 9. I don't even know what to do. I have no idea. Is it worth 40 or is it worth 8?
I just binned it on eBay because it was right there, and I was like, wait, I can get one for like 11, 12, and it was going for over 80, 90, 100, and I was like, whoa. Yeah. I'll pick up a 9. Can't be bad.
And I don't think you're going to regret that. No preview refractor for me either. Next, Frankie, go, 18.
1996 Gold Finest Refractor. The first Jordan Gold Refractor. And the first one with the atomic refractor texture.
Yeah, this card confuses people in the hobby that are sort of new to the Jordan because they're like, it's a gold refractor. It's a refractor that's gold. That's the first concern,
Yeah.
and then they call it the gold atomic refractor, and it's not an atomic refractor, but it has the atomic pattern in the background, right? So it confuses a lot of folks that are new to collecting Jordan stuff. Is that on either one of you guys' lists, Chris or Josh?
No.
Number 291 refractor. Nope, not me either. Keep going, Frankie. 17.
You guys are picking cards that are too mainstream.
Frankie, I can tell you my 23 are going to be worth a lot more than your 23. I can tell you that right now.
I know for sure neither of you have this one. 1995 Test Refractor.
No, love it. Absolutely love it. Orange border, red border, whatever. All the different names.
There it is.
Yep. Here, bottom right. Yep.
Mystery Finest, Test, Orange, blah, blah, blah. Yeah.
Now, Frankie, you better come back and explain this one because this one has greening issues.
It does have greening issues, but it's not that bad. As bad as the 96 Chrome, for example, which I was considering over that one.
Yep.
And it doesn't green also as bad as some of the other top finest cards.
Yeah.
Some of the other top finest cards and top Chrome cards actually change color completely.
Yep.
So that one, along with the lines of how rare the card is, the cards were not supposed to be printed. They were not supposed to be included, in the packs, and they made it by mistake. So it has a nice hobby history behind it. At one point, at the time of release, that was probably one of Jordan's most sought after cards, and not many people had seen them. That top finest test set was simply amazing.
It's also been labeled 75 different ways by PSA. Good luck understanding the ports and labels. I can't tell you how many messages I get. Is this the same as the orange bordered refractor? Is this the same as the test issue refractor? Is this the same? It's like over and over. All right, keep going, Frankie.
Okay, somebody has to have this one. The East-West refractor with Kobe Bryant. Nobody has that one. That's interesting.
Nope. Keep going, Frankie.
These are some of my favorite colorful inserts from the 90s, but not the ones I'd pick off the table if they were laying in front of me.
Oh, dude, if the exercise was pick the cards that you think are the best looking, or I'd be
aesthetics, I'd already have most of these on aesthetics.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, the thing is that for me, it was just too easy to pick the 23 most expensive cards. That would have been, way too easy to do. It would be basically the tier 1 photo and the best ones from tier 2, and that's no fun. So, number 15, the Nike promo card.
So that's along the lines. That's obviously also very high pop. So that's along the lines of me having to sneak in the 86 Fleer and the 84 Star.
It is, but it's the only card that features Jordan doing the famous logo dunk pose. So I think it's definitely probably most iconic cards, that you can find of him.
Am I crazy? Do y'all, Josh, you may know this, Chris, you may know, Frankie, is there not another card that looks just like it, but it's different?
Yep.
There's two versions, right?
There's three versions of the card.
3 versions. Okay. Talk us through that, because this is where we can learn something. Yeah.
Well, the other 2 versions were basically, I think one is almost the size of 8x10. I think an autographed version of one sold recently in one of the auction houses. I don't know if it was Golden or Heritage, but I think that was actually like a promo flyer or something that was used. If it's 8x10, it's kind of hard to consider it a card.
Yeah.
We do draw the line after, certain measurements. So, and the other one is a lot smaller also. I don't know if you can find it. There we go. That's the one.
I think this is what you're talking about. And so that's obviously it's shaped different. Obviously, well, first of all, you can tell it's vertical, right? And the normal Nike promo that we're familiar with from '85 is horizontal, like a postcard, right?
So that seems to me to be more like maybe a publicity flyer or something like that, or something used to promote the sets or the cards or Nike. Could have been different things.
I did not have Frankie 10 cards on none of our lists on my bingo card, so we're in uncharted territory. Next, Frankie, keep going. 14? Are you playing 14?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
I am going to number 14. I am going to take it to .net.
Okay. First serial numbered card. Is it the first serial number card? I think it might be. I mean, your first serial number card on your list. Yeah.
It is on my list. Yes, it's the first serial number card. It's one of those inserts that doesn't have a parallel. So that's 103 Jordan true numbered insert cards. And I just think that the theme of the internet and the takeit.net, goes really well with the 90s and what was happening historically with the development of the internet, the .com boom and stuff like that. I think that card kind of comes together really well, signifying those two moments in history.
Sure. Keep Josh, Chris. 13.
Nope.
I do not have it, but I love the fact that I think maybe all four of us are going to end up having pretty different lists. I love this list. This list is giving me untold amounts of nostalgia right now. I think this is a fantastic list.
Talk about number 13, Frankie. What you got?
Okay, we're going to go a little bit more mainstream now. The USG Ultra Stars Gold.
Now we're talking. So this is not going to make Chris's list, is it? But I knew it, but it's going to make Josh's list. I know it's going to make Josh's list because Josh is very high on this card. I'm obviously very high on the card.
My favorite card made of Jordan just because it screams 90s. If this thing was numbered to 25 or 50, it would be astronomical. It has everything other than the numbering. It's just embossed. It's colorful. It's shiny. It's got everything. It's a great picture. For me, this is my favorite card. It's number 23 on my list.
Oh, on that note, I do wanna make a small caveat. When I made my list and the card has multiple versions, I went for the rarest one.
Of course. Yeah.
So that's something to keep in mind also, why some other cards didn't get picked in my list.
That makes sense. So, Josh, where is it on yours?
23.
It's 17 on my list. And I go with the pack odds. I go with being one of the most preposterous 28,800. That's just insane. Like the idea of how long it would take you to open up 28,800 packs of Ultra. I probably wouldn't even like cards by the time I got done opening 28,800 packs. Especially if I didn't hit one of these little son of a guns. But yeah, this is on my list as the owner of this card. This is one of the cards I decided to keep in my consolidation project. It's in tier 1 as one of the rarest, Michael Jordan non-serial numbered, insert for parallel. It's an insert. It's a parallel insert. So it's got both, right? It's got the best of both worlds. And it's one of those cards that looks amazing with a gold label because it's a gold card. And that's why I think a lot of them are graded in BGS slabs is because it's gold on gold. And I think a lot of people really like that in the hobby. So 17 on mine, 23 on Josh's, 13 on Frankie's. Keep going, Frankie. What you got at 12?
The 1998 one of a kind. The one where Jordan is dunking from the back.
Okay. This might have snuck into Chris's. No.
That's number 250.
Okay.
I do have the 97, but not the 98.
Okay. I thought maybe since you own
so you
both,
have the first one. Yeah, you went with the first one.
Chris owns both, so I thought maybe he would, pump and dump. No.
Oh yeah, my whole list, baby, going to be for sale right after this video drops.
It's all cards you own, right? Only the cards you own. That's why Hot Numbers is on my list because I got it at auction right now. All right, Josh, you didn't have one of a kind in yours, huh?
I did not.
All right, keep going, Frankie. 11.
Jambalaya.
Okay. So this is going to be on 3 of 4 lists. That's my prediction. Josh, it made it onto yours.
You did.
Okay. Chris McGill.
No.
Because it's not serial numbered. And Frankie, it's 11 on yours. Josh, where is it on yours?
20.
It's 20 on mine as well. Great minds think alike. Jambalaya is 20 on mine. 1 in 10,000 plus pack odds. What are you going to say about the Jambalaya? I mean, everybody recognizes this.
It's iconic. That's what it is.
If somebody had never collected basketball cards and you just said, hey, look at this, they would look at it and they'd be like, what the hell is that? You know what I mean? If they looked at the Ultra Stars Gold, it's still shaped like a card, right? But the Jambalaya makes no sense, the name and all that stuff. When they look at it, with the lenticular and the fact that it's an oval and Jordan's, jumping out at you, he's actually lifted off of the lenticular surface. It's really unique, in my opinion. It might be the most unique card in the hierarchy, or certainly I think it's the most unique card in tier 1, to be honest with you.
Well, yeah, unique wise, yeah, it's oval.
Just unique, just unique, right? I don't know. It's weird. There's a lot of unique ones on here. I shouldn't say that, but it kind of jumps to me. So yeah, number 20 on my list, number 20 on Josh, 11 on Frankie. Chris, it can't even make the cut for Chris.
It doesn't, but let's not mince our words here. Ultra Stars Gold and Jambalaya are just two of the most coveted cards. I have always coveted those cards. They were always out of my reach too. I've never owned a copy of either. I just think those are just phenomenal. And also one thing to credit to those cards too, if you lay out the full insert sets, like I've seen some people who have completed the full sets. I know we're only focusing on Jordan, but just looking at them laid out on it is just such a sight to behold. These are the pinnacle of the caliber of design that was being offered in the 90s. Just phenomenal cards.
Yeah, that Chris, you make a great point. Like you see Instagram pictures of 6 or 8 jambalayas next to each other. It is just, it makes me want to go, I got set collector genes in me that I'm trying to suppress every day of my life. And when I see those pictures, it's like, God, what am I doing here? I got to go get the freaking Damon Stoudemire jambalaya or something. I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm going to get all the Kittles jambalayas I can get my hands on. And I know those don't exist, but well. All right, keep talking, Frankie. Now we're to the top 10. What's number 10 on your list?
Top 10. My number 10 is the 1996 Legacy, the first one.
Okay.
Row
Zero. Yeah, Row Zero.
Row Zero, yeah.
Okay.
Do we all four have that one?
You guys watch my channel. You know I use Card Ladder for all of my sales and my pricing and to get comps for all the cards that I'm buying, selling, and collecting. I've got great news for you. Now, if you subscribe to Card Ladder at cardladder.com and you use the promo code Cajun, CAJUN, at checkout, you're going to get your first month of subscription free. That's a $20 value, courtesy of yours truly, Cajun Cardboard.
Do we all four have that one?
I don't. I have only one.
Okay.
Legacy collection on my list. Hold on.
Yeah.
Actually, I don't have a legacy collection on my list.
Wow.
And,
Okay. Damn, we still haven't had a consensus pick yet. That's so cool.
We have not had one consensus pick, Chris.
I love that.
One.
I do have this one though with you, Frank.
I have this one as well. Yeah.
Okay.
I only have one, like you, Brian. Or no, you don't have 0. I only have one of the legacies. This is the one I have.
Yeah,
I don't know why.
Here.
Yeah. I thought I was going to have the 97 Row Zero because when it goes to the one of the legacies that stands out the most, that's the one that stands out the most. But I can understand 96 Row Zero having, a little bit of priority over the others, being the first, being the lowest row from the first year. So I get it for sure. So yeah, I don't have this one. Talk to me. Josh, did you say you have it or you have a different one?
I do. I have exactly that one, number 21.
At number 21. So, Josh, we've knocked out a bunch of years towards the back end. Frankie, keep going. What's number 9 on your list?
The 1997 Rubies.
Okay. Help me with that. That is which one? That is, well, I know this is obviously the Team
lava looking one. Yeah. Yep, that one.
The gold looking one?
Nope, the one next to it.
The other one.
Yep.
That
one. Yeah. Okay.
White jersey. Yep.
Surely we all have this one.
Surely we all have this one. I have it very, very
on.
high. I have it number 5 on my list.
Yeah.
I have it number 5 also.
There we go.
I have this one at number 4. Well, tied for 4th. Two-way tie for 4th for me.
Okay. All right.
Also. Yeah, way up the list.
Did y'all take into account at all the fact that there's more than one Rubies? I think there's such a quantifiable amount. There's 3, 3-star Rubies that are serial numbered to 50 at least, that it didn't bother me. It's not like I feel like Legacy is different. There's 7 of them, and Platinum Medallions there's 6 of them, and this just feels different. 3 just seems like a lot less than 7 and 6, and so for that reason, these just seem ultra special to me.
And they look amazing. The cards just in hand, the card just looks incredible.
So this is a Target card, right? This is a card I do not own, but one day I hope to own. I covet it. I would like to own it one day, and that's where sacrifices come in. So does anybody on here own this card? Josh has this one. Okay, I couldn't remember which Rubies you have.
Yeah, I'm looking for the gold one. I'm actually looking for Chris's old one. But I'm in talks with that one. But no, the 97 is one I picked up the day right before COVID from Jameson and love it.
This
So.
is a banger, man. That is a humongous
Yeah.
card right there. Keep going, Frankie. What you got? That was number 10 or number 9?
That was number 9.
Okay, give me number 8.
Number 8 is going to be the 98 Rubies.
Got it. The gold one over here to the right.
The gold one, yeah.
Okay.
So
I got that one as well, and that one is number 7 on my list, guys. Chris, Josh,
4.
Yep, I've got it too, but it's tied for 22nd on my
what
list.
the hell? God, dog, what is happening here?
I mean, I know you sold yours, Chris, but damn, dude.
What the hell?
That's called somebody used a phrase to me the other day. They said the post-exit assault. After you exit from a card, you assault the card. The post-exit assault.
Chris deranked it out of spite. Oh my God, this is like a top 10 Jordan card.
Like top 5.
Yeah,
All in
I'm
due
good.
time. I will justify it in due time.
I'll get it later. I'm good. All right, keep going, Frankie.
okay, at number 7, and this one actually gave me a tough choice because I know the year after this one, the photo might be more iconic, but I just can't. I don't know. To me, the 1997 Platinum Medallion.
Yes, sir. I've got
Talk
that
to
too.
me, Frankie. Which one? Where are we at? Hold on. Sorry.
You
Okay,
got
talk
that
to me.
one.
Yep,
That's
second
the
one.
one.
Yep.
So I was gonna pick the one on the right, but I can't stand horizontal cards.
Frankie, I'm with you. I only have one of the platinums, and that's it.
Yeah.
Yep, I've got. I previously owned this 97 Platinum, and now I no longer own it. But I actually have this ranked 10th on my list.
There we go.
16 on my list. So
15.
this is consensus. Yeah.
15 right now.
Josh, we made our own list. You could tell who my hobby daddy was.
15 on that one. So, no, Brian. We got the same 5, 15, and like, yeah.
Yeah, I'm just trying to keep up with
That's
Dad
right.
here, So our numbers are all right on top of each other. We're all pretty close on that. Chris, where'd you have it?
I've got it 10th.
Okay.
Yeah.
So a consensus top 10 card for all 4 of us. And golly, man, aesthetically, it is absolutely bewildering.
It looks amazing. Yeah.
And it's even freakier that we know there's a 1-of-1 lurking around out there with some purple foil on it, that's got a little bit of a hobby story behind it as well. But this Platinum Medallion, this is, as far as cards that I'm targeting, as far as trying to grow my high-end Michael Jordan collection, this would probably number 3 on my list of cards. And I'm sure we're going to talk about the other 2 that I'm targeting coming up soon here. Frankie, what's number 7 on your list?
Number 6.
Sorry, 6.
6 and 5 are going to be the credentials. Credentials now and credentials future.
Okay.
So they're going to go back to back.
Right here, guys. Obviously, one of them's $1 million, multi-million-dollar card, and one of them is many hundreds of thousands of dollars for sure. One of them is serial number 9, the green on the left, the credentials now, the 72 on the right, which some people really like the color combination of, and some people really do not like the color combination of, is serial number to 72. And as we know, all of the essential credentials from that year add up to the number 81 because there are 80 cards in the set, and so they're reverse serial numbered to add up to 81. Thank God Jordan wasn't number 80 in that set, right? Otherwise, it would be a lot less fun to go around. Yeah, Frankie, that's a tough one. So I've got go ahead, Josh. Tell me where you have. Let's just start with the green credentials now. Serial number 9. Josh, where's that? Number 2. Guess where it is on mine?
2.
Number 2. Chris.
Number 2.
Number 2, number 2, and number
5.
2. And it's number 5 on Frankie. Okay, what about the essential credentials future number to 72?
That was number 6 on my list.
11.
Josh? Where?
11.
Okay, it's 9 on mine. Chris, did it make yours?
19th.
Okay. Oof, he's a very elite Michael Jordan collector. Elitist attitude, aristocratic in his approach to the hobby. Keep going, Frankie. All right, we're down to number. Are we at 4?
4.
I'll be right back. So
Top 4 cards for me are pretty much a straight shot. Number 4, I'll take the PMG Gold.
Okay, the 98 PMG featured top row number 4 right here. Probably the most affordable of the Jordan PMGs, if there is such a thing, right? Chris, is that on your list?
Yes, that came in tied for 22nd with the 98 Star Rubies gold.
Oh God, I cannot wait till we get to the Chris McGill segment. It's number 6 on my list. We can assume it's number 6 on Josh's list because he's been cheating off me the whole time. Frankie, after that, I'm assuming you're going with the championship PMG.
Yep. After that, it's a straight shot. Championship, red and green.
Championship, red, green. So Frankie's 4-3-2-1 match. Coincidentally, the hierarchy picture that you see in front of you from tier 1 of the hierarchy going right to left, 98 gold PMG, championship PMG to 50, red PMG to 100/90, and then the green PMG to 10, but there's 9. Where are you at, Chris? Are you at green PMG number 1?
Green PMG is number 1 for me. Yes, sir.
Is red PMG number 2 for you?
No, red PMG is number 6 for me.
Okay. And then championship?
Champ is tied for 15th.
Okay. So you're not going pure, obviously, you're not going purely on serial numbers and just putting them in numerical order, obviously, because the champ would leapfrog the red. I've got green number 1, and I don't think, this is not a spoiler alert, right? I've got green number 1. I've actually got Essential Credentials now, number 2. And then I go red PMG 3, I go champ PMG 4. And then I slip in the Star Rubies from 97. I slip the Star Rubies 97 in before I get to my 98 gold PMG. So that's kind of where I'm at with my PMG. So I'm 1, 3, 4, 6 on PMGs in order left to right. And Chris, where are you at? You're 1.
Yep. 1 is the green. 6 is the red. Tied for 15th is the champ, and tied for 22nd is the 98 gold PMG.
So Josh, while you were gone, Frankie's 4-3-2-1 is 98 PMG, champ PMG, red PMG, green PMG. Where do you have your PMGs in order? Just start with the green at number 1, I'm assuming.
Green is number 1. 97 PMG, I had at 3.
Yep.
97 the champ, I had at number 6.
Okay.
The 98, I had the gold one at 8.
Okay.
Oh, and I'm sorry, the PMG red is number 3.
1, 3, 6, 8.
Yeah, so I went green now,
That's what I did. I went green, now red, but then I went championship PMG at number 4 and then gold at 6. And you dropped it down a little bit.
I dropped the champ to 6 and I put both rubies before it.
Okay. All right, so that's Frankie's list. Frankie, our list started to look a lot alike as you got a little bit closer towards the top. Let's do it this way. Let's go to let's go to Chris's list, because this is really going to be a great conversation piece. And I am curious because I know you put a lot of thought into this. And so why don't you start us at 23 and let's get through your list. Let's get through your list, and then we'll talk about any cards that we don't get to on my list and Josh's list that weren't on yours or Frankie's. Because there's some big ass cards that we've not talked about.
Yes, there are.
Yeah, I know.
But I need some preamble. Okay,
so
let's go. A few moments.
I'm getting you on big screen. Big screen. Okay. There we go.
So I came up with a rules-based system. I am a bit of a scientific thinker, and I wanted to, for the first time ever, I've always collected Michael Jordan from my heart, but for this project, I said this is a great opportunity for me to stop and actually try to approach Michael Jordan collecting from the most rigorous way that I can think of. And so that's what I tried to do here. All right. So here's how my process unfolded. And what you're going to see is that I created a formula for ranking every card in the hierarchy. And once the formula was made, I just put the cards into the hierarchy, and then that's it. They came out where they came out, and I have to live with that. But so everything is in the methodology. The recipe to my list is the methodology. So here, there were 2 threshold questions to start with. And those threshold questions were these. Number 1, is the card beautiful? All right. I'm going to own this card until I'm 65. I have to like the way the card looks. So the first inquiry is, do I like the way the card looks? Because if I don't, there's no point in me even attempting to rank it. Now that matters a lot when like I'm looking at ultra modern collecting, because you have a wide smattering of different types of designs. But for 90s, I love the way all 90s cards look. Like this actually, I think I like the way every hierarchy card looks. So I didn't actually end up really having to rule anything out on the beauty threshold question. The other threshold question I have is the card serial numbered? That's just a personal preference of mine. I don't say anybody else needs to collect this way, but for me, I love the serial number stamp. It's always given me a rush of excitement, especially for a 90s card, to see a serial numbered stamp on there, to literally see the print run written on the card surface. And I just love the aesthetic of the stamp too. So that was the other threshold question. It must be serial numbered. Once I included the serial numbering requirement on my approach to the project here, that reduced the list to just 63 cards. So that allowed me to shrink the hierarchy offering to only 63 cards. And then I can start ranking from there. Okay, so now that I've given those two threshold questions and we've shrunk the sea of hierarchy cards to 63, I used 3 collecting philosophies to rank the cards. And I'll tell you what the 3 are, and I'll go into a little bit of depth on them. The first is that all else equal, the rarer, the better. So if everything else is equal, a card that is numbered to 100 is going to rank higher for me than a card that's numbered to 150. The second prong that I had is that the earlier the season of release, the better. So this is derived from sort of the idea that, you know, for example, the rookie card in the hobby, it's the earliest pro uniform cards of a player by most people's definition of what a rookie card is. So I sort of borrowed from that thinking. It's the idea of chronological rarity. The idea that cards that come earlier are the foundation and are logically necessary for every card that comes after. So earlier releases are better. And then the third and final collecting philosophy I brought to the table is that when a lineage of cards exists, the first appearance in that lineage receives a bump. So for example, we were talking about the Star Rubies. Star Rubies has 3 instances in the hierarchy. There is the regular Rubies appearance in 1996, which is an unnumbered card. But then there is the Star Rubies appearance in 1997, 98, and 1998, 99. There are 2 Star Rubies in 97, 98, the first appearing base set, and then the later appearing Team Skybox subset. And then there's the 98, 99 Star Rubies from the base set too. Among those, the first appearing in that lineage that got created is the base set one. It appears earlier in the base set of 1997, 98. So in that case, a card being the first appearing in a lineage, the first of the Star Rubies cards, it gets a bump in my ranking system. Okay, so I don't want to go too far underneath the hood here. If people want to sort of see the weights that I attached to how much I privilege, for example, a card from 96, 97 versus 97, 98 versus 98, 99 versus 99, 2000, because those are the 4 seasons that offer serial numbered cards on the Cajun hierarchy. If you want to see the exact weights, you can just DM me or whatever. I'll send you my little Word doc that spells out the full formula. But those are the 3 philosophies that I brought to the table. The rarer, the better, all else equal. The earlier the season, the better, all else equal. And first of a lineage get a bump relative to cards that are not first in a lineage. And the lineages that I identified within the 63 serial numbered hierarchy cards are PMGs, Legacy Collections, row 0, 1, and 2. Row 3 actually is not a lineage because it didn't exist for 96, 97, and only existed for 97, 98. One of a kind, Rave, Super Rave, Star Rubies, and the Platinum Medallion numbered to 100. Okay, so there's my methodology. So I used that. It created a formula, and it literally ranked all the cards for me. So the list that comes after is no personal adjustments from me. Everything happened at the level of ranking through that formula.
Chris, so I'm curious, using your analogy and the triplicate of the Star Rubies, 97's Team Skybox comes before 98 Star Rubies, but one's a subset, one's a base card. Did you put any thought into? I know you put thought into it, but where did you fall on that analysis of base versus subset when it's a year behind versus a year prior?
I left that alone. There definitely is room for nuance there, and but people could definitely dig in deeper and make and add layers to that, to the formula too. I kept it a little more simple. The only time that I gave a privilege to a first appearance is if it's quite literally the first. So the Team Skybox has an advantage of coming from an earlier season relative to the 98, 99 Rubies, but it doesn't get
appearance.
But it's not a first. It doesn't get a bump.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. That being said, we're good.
Yeah.
Talk me through your list. Let's start at 23. And I know you're going to repeat some we've already talked about, but let's recap it. And again, folks, we're going to put each of our lists. I'm going to somehow figure out with my Cajun IT team over here of 0, it's just me, how to put this in here. So y'all are going to see it on screen somehow. And then we're also going to try to figure out we're going to put it all in the YouTube description as well, just so you guys can see it. And again, we should have said this at the beginning. There's no right list, right? Obviously, even the criteria and the weight of the criteria and how we came up with our list is vastly different. Chris's and Frankie's are opposites. Josh's and I's are similar, and we're somewhere in between Chris and Frankie. So it's chaos, and that's the whole idea of collected Jordan cards. It's supposed to be chaos. There's supposed to be conjecture. There's supposed to be disagreements. Even about the cards at the very, very, very tip top of folks' list, there might be some disagreement. So this is not a how to collect high-end Michael Jordan cards. This is just an exercise that I thought would be entertaining and educational and informative and interesting to see the different opinions of how many years combined in this hobby do we have between the four of us. 60 years, 70 years, 80 years, I don't know, whatever, add it up. It's a lot of years, and we still aren't on the same page, right? So that's what's so hilarious about this. All right, Chris, that being said, talk us through the one true list to rule them all. Start at number 23.
Yes. Okay. So real quick, a high level 30,000 foot view before I get to card by card. So So ultimately I ended up having 24. So there's going to be one honorable mention just because there's a 3-way tie for 22nd, but I can limit it to 23, right? One is an honorable mention, but in truth, there ended up being 24. So of the 24, 16 come from tier 1. Which is, I think that's really cool that like I came up with this approach. I used these 3 collecting philosophies. I really leaned heavily into rarity and first and chronological rarity. And even doing that, the vast majority of my list came from tier 1. But, and so those are like safe picks. I think I think it's a very safe bet that things that are in tier 1 are going to continue to be in tier 1. But then then we're going to find those, I go through this list that there are actually 8 cards that come from outside of tier 1. And 3 come from tier 2, 2 come from tier 3, and 3 actually come from tier 4. I have 3 tier 4 cards that made my list, which is shocking, I think.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so
that's how you should tell us your list then. That you should start with tell us the cards from tier 4 and where they're ranked and how and why. That's a great breakdown. Yeah. That's what the people want. They want to hear Chris McGill tell them, hey, these are the tier 4s you should be targeted. So lay it on us. What do you got from tier 4?
Right, I'm gonna be honest with you. After I did this, I looked at these tier 4s and these in particular actually, and I was like, man, I should buy these cards. All of a sudden, these cards like took on a whole new luster. But
you want me to release this in 2027 so you get some time to go get? I'm assuming we're talking about some level 2s here. Are we talking about level 2s? What are we talking about?
Yeah. Okay, so here are the tier 4s. All right, so the first one is the Superpowers Gold out of 50.
Oh yeah,
which is the 24th card. This is like the honorable mention card. It's the 1998-99 Upper Deck flagship. Superpowers tier 3 quantum gold out of 50, and it's a die cut card. It's got this like bullseye looking design on it. It's very rare. Obviously it's out of 50. The last sale that I could find was 8,000 for a BGS 9.5. There's the card. Yep. So what's that? That's like a PSA 4 that sold for like $2,000.
God, I mean, I would take that right now. That's a win. Here's your 9.5 that sold for $8,000 in August.
Yeah. So like that's a card that would never have, thanks to the hierarchy, that card made it into my ranking system. I would have never given it a second thought. But then when I applied my formula blindly without my bias, this card made it into my top 24. So from straight up from tier 4 is the Superpowers Gold there, which it's a really special card. Okay, the other one from tier 4, there's actually 2 more. The Intensity Gold, out of 25. So the Intensity Gold out of 25 actually ended up ranking tied for 11th on my list. All right. That's just how the formula spit it out. This is from 1998-99. It's numbered to 25. Intensity Gold, Michael Jordan. There it is. Another die cut card. Just an impossibly rare Michael Jordan insert. I mean, dude, Michael Jordan insert numbered to 25 from 1998.
Yeah.
So by that, my formula ranked that card very, very high. And the third and final one that I have from tier 4 is the Aerodynamics Gold out of 25 as well. And that card also ended up tied for 11th. And you can see how it ended up tied for 11th. That card and the Intensity Gold, they're both numbered to 25. They're both from 1998-99. So literally they got the same exact score. There it is.
All die cut. Yep.
All die cut, all gold foil edges, all difficult to grade, all graded like 12 times, 13 times ever it's been graded.
Dude, if I was coming into Michael Jordan collecting brand new and I wanted some cards to flex, here are Upper Deck inserts from 1998-99, which is a great year of Upper Deck. 1998-99 Upper Deck inserts numbered to 25. I would go buy those, and I would flex those over anybody. And anybody who's like showing me their 1998 PMG Gold, I'd be like, yeah, nice card. Mine's twice as rare.
You say that, but the damn thing has sold 4 times in 8 years.
Well,
so I don't know if you would be flexing it. You got to find that bastard first.
Amen.
Yeah,
that is the tough part.
I think you're right, Chris. Here's what's funny. I mean, this thing went down in value. A PSA 9 sold for $5,000 in 2023. Yeah. 2024, a year later, thing sold for $2,800 in a little bit lower grade, a PSA 8. But you could throw grade out the window if it's in a PSA off the label, and you just want to make sure it's real. Isn't that crazy? That's amazing. That's
Brian. If I was walking the floor at the National and I saw that card in a booth, it wouldn't mean anything to me. Just a month ago, I wouldn't have even known what I was looking at. I would have just walked right by it. But now that I've done this exercise,
it's like 1/15 of a Dunkin' Go Nuts PSA 10.
Frankie, you and I would have known that card.
Yeah. I would have seen that card at the National. I would have bought it. In a flash. I mean,
I would. Does anybody own any of the golds or the superpowers? Josh, do you have the either of the Intensity Gold or the Aerodynamics?
I have 2 of the 3. I don't have the Aerodynamics.
Okay.
Amazing. Amazing. So this exercise has opened my eyes to some cards that I would have walked right by, and now never again. If I ever see that card, I will be swooping in. Okay. Now tier 3. So I took 2 cards from tier 3.
Okay.
And one of them is a very sneaky card that just recorded a sale in excess of $30,000. So that would be the SPx Finite Spectrum out of 25, which comes from 1998-99 SPx Finite, which is a really
on my list. I had thought about putting this on my list. Yeah.
So this card is numbered to 25, right? That's obviously great, exceeding rarity for the 1990s. And what's interesting about this SPx Finite set is that Jordan has 3 base cards that come prior. This is the 4th base card of Jordan in the SPx Finite set, and it just doesn't matter. Like, this card is heavily sought after. It just recorded a sale at $35,000 in the grade of PSA 8. This is the 1998-99 SPx Finite Spectrum card number 201. It ranked tied for 11th on my list. The other one that I had from tier 3 was the first year one of a kind. So the first year one of a kind, which is the 1997-98 one of a kind, that ranked 18th on my list. And that one was special because that one is a first of a type, or a first in a lineage. So the one of a kind was one of the card types that is in a lineage within this population of cards. It's numbered to 150, but being that it came from 1997-98, that gave it a nice bump in the formula because it's one of the earlier seasons, and then also the fact that the card is the first in a lineage gave it a bump too. So that card came at 18th.
So we do have one card in common. We do have that one.
Oh yeah. Yep. Yeah. And I'm personally, like, when I sort of like broke my collecting philosophies, like I collect Jordan from the heart, but collecting it from the formula rewarded this card too. I think this card, I've long been a believer in this card from every angle. I think it's a very
You led
special
me
card.
on the path to picking up the 98 that I did pick up, because I started thinking about, I was like, God, there is just not that many Jordan playing your cards serial number to 150 or less. It's expensive. It's not free, but it seems like it's not as well thought of, or at least not as well known as some of the other cards, and maybe it should be bumped a little bit in the hierarchy as well. There's certainly an argument that this should be a tier 2 card for sure.
I think there is, and like my formula didn't, like Brian, you rightly pointed out, like my formula didn't distinguish between subsets versus base sets. It didn't distinguish between inserts versus base sets. But if for collectors out there who love the rarest possible parallel to a first appearing base set card, this card is it. This card is just terrific. It checks a lot of collector boxes. Okay, for tier 2. I had 3 cards come in from tier 2. One of them we already talked about, which is the 1997 Platinum Medallion out of 100, which I treated as a first appearance in a lineage. So I treated Platinum Medallion out of 100 as a first appearance in a lineage, and there's a little bit of artistic license taken there, because the second year of numbered Platinum Medallions actually is out of 99, not out of 100. So I'm sort of like saying the type is the numbered Platinum Medallion.
Yeah.
But we talked about that card already. And then the others that are coming in, which I don't think we have talked about yet, I took both Super Raves, and I brought in both Super Raves, which are from tier 2. So one of the Super Raves that I brought in is the 1997, which is numbered to 50. So being from 1997 and being numbered to 50 and being the first in a lineage, my formula loves that. My formula loves every part of that. So that card ended up being tied for 4th.
Dang it.
In my ranking system, the first year of the Super Rave, which there it is. It's a very sneakily beautiful card. I love, personally, aesthetic wise, I love when it's just the nameplate that takes the adjustments, or that gets elevated. That's the same way the Ultra Platinum Medallion from 96 works too, is it's just the nameplate gets a little extra shine. I love the subtlety of that one, but I wonder if anybody else had this one on their list. We know Frankie didn't.
It's 100%. It's in my collection and it's on my list. And it's funny because I messaged you that before we ever discussed any of this, and I've never saw or heard any of y'all's list. We wanted this to be really organic. Chris, remember I messaged you and I was like, dude, I've got this 97 Super Rave serial number to 50, but it's a PSA 6. And Chris, I was trying to figure out how much the damn thing's worth. And I could have been off by 20,000 one way or the other. And I reached out to you. And after talking to you about the card, I decided to keep it. I decided not to sell it. I decided to keep it in my 23 cards that I decided to keep, despite the fact that it's a PSA 6. I try to look past the label and look at the card itself. I like the base card. I like the damn Superman number 190 base card. I think is a gorgeous looking card. It's just, there's not that many like yellow and black Michael Jordan cards out there. There's just not that many that have that color combination. And this one's got 3 options between this, the Rave serial number 399, and then the base card as well. Did any of y'all have this on your list? I had this card number 18 on my list.
No, that one didn't make my
Anybody
list
else? Josh,
because
no?
of my rules.
Yeah, I have both of them on my list. The 97, where is it? I had it at number 14.
Okay.
And then I also had the second year Super Rave,
Thunder,
which is the 1998-99 Skybox Thunder Super Rave, which is numbered to 25. That card ended up tied for 11th. So it ended up tied with the Spectrum out of 25 that we were just talking about. And it's also tied with the Aerodynamics Gold out of 25 and the Intensity Gold out of 25. Those are all cards that are not first in a lineage, but they all come from 98, 99, and they're all numbered to 25. Yeah, there it is. And that's a very elusive card. That's a very,
this card definitely got gobbled up by Frankie's fake, authentic dilemma.
Absolutely.
Because we know, we know this one is oft faked. Serial number to 25. I don't even know if the one we're looking at on the screen is real, to be quite honest with you. I have no idea. But you just don't see it. It's a phantom. Ironically, I have the serial number to 50 ranked ahead of this one, even though there's twice as many printed. Just for me, just based on aesthetics. And Chris, I even deferred a little bit to your rule about first year trumps, kind of deal. You know,
Absolutely.
So
I've got the
went
first
like-
year ahead of it too. I
Yeah.
have the first year of it too. First of a lineage, it comes from an earlier season. Those things gave it the bump in my formula. All right,
Josh,
so
was this on yours?
It's on mine at 9 versus the other one at 14. I have it the other way. I have 97 first because I'm sorry, 98 first because if you put them out on a table, knowing what we know and knowing how rare this is, and knowing that you could pick up the other one much easier, if I was picking with you, I would pick this one up first.
The counterfeit dilemma makes it more valuable in our hypothetical because we are telling you these are real.
Not based off aesthetics. Of aesthetics, I picked the yellow one.
Yeah.
If it was purely based off of everything I already know, and I know
that's right.
How many are really out there versus how many are not, and how many are fake, and how many. This one's going first.
Yeah, I got them 18 and 19 side by side. Chris, where did you have them again?
I had these at I had the first year Super Rave at tied for 4th, and I had the second year Super Rave tied for 11th.
You have the Super Rave. Why don't you make me an offer on mine then? What are we doing here? What are we doing? We buried the lead. This is about getting deals done, Chris.
Brian, the way I've been collecting this summer is even 50 copies is 49 too many.
Yeah. That's right. That's right.
That's right.
For the PSA 10. Just wait for the PSA 10, Chris.
That's true. That's very very true. Okay.
All right.
So now we've made it into tier 1. Okay. And so I have Golden Boss Refractor on my tier 1. That card ended up coming in 20th for me. Golden Boss Refractor ended up coming in 20th. I also have Grand Finale in my tier 1. That ended up coming in a tie in 15th. I have starting 5. So this is going to be spicy.
This is the freaking Bill Russell of the hierarchy. Yeah.
Oh, that's perfect. That's such a great metaphor. Yeah. This is the Bill Russell of the list. Okay. So starting 5 comes from 1998-99. So that's a later season. That's later than 97-98, obviously, later than 96-97, obviously. But the absolute rarity of this card is such a factor. This card is only numbered to 5. Comes from 19. It doesn't get a bump for being a first in a lineage because Jordan only has 1 starting 5. And it's penalized, honestly, for coming from 98-99 rather than one of the earlier 2 seasons. But the fact that there's only 5 copies gave this card the 3rd highest score in my ranking system. So this card came in 3rd, the Jordan starting 5.
If those cards are laid out on the table, and you saw a PMG Red, and you saw a starting 5, just to answer the question, we're putting you got to put your money where your formula is.
Dude, I am not putting my money
pick
where
up
my
the starting 5.
I'm not putting my money where my formula is, but I get to pick up 23, right? So I get to pick up both. That's the beauty.
What if you could only pick up 3? I'm changing it now. Now you got to put your money where your formula is. You're picking up the green. You're picking up the green now, and then you're going to pick up. You're telling me you're going to pick up this very pedestrian-looking starting 5.
Yeah, I don't think I could do it, man. Maybe
Chris is
like
an imposter. He's a fake scientist. He doesn't believe his hypothesis.
I know it's true, man. I don't think I could do it. It's tough. It's so tough.
It's hard to look at. It's a card that's difficult to look at. I mean,
yeah, exactly.
There's
So like.
no way.
Yeah, and I wanted to avoid that. I wanted to avoid like bringing my personal beauty pageant ranking system to the table here, but but it does matter to me. The PMG Red is like my favorite card to look at of every card I've ever owned. So I don't think I could do it. But that is what the formula says. The formula says, man. I mean, I could go back and start adding more variables to the formula and keep tweaking it to like make it say what I want it to say. But all right. So then we get to the Molten Metal Fusion Titanium, which I believe that's the first time we've mentioned this card.
First mention. Where do you have it?
Yeah.
I have it 21st, and that's because once again, it's from the 3rd season. So you have 96, you have 97, and then you get to 98. The rarity of it is what carries it. This card being numbered to 40 is what has allowed it to place into my top 23. Well, technically my top 24. That's what got it up into the 21st, is because it being numbered to 40 is so rare.
Chris, how is this not?
It's just the formula of it, man. It's just the fact that it's an insert. That doesn't matter to the formula, but it is an insert. It is from 1998-99. It has 40 copies, but there are other cards from 1998-99 that also aren't first in a lineage that are just significantly rarer. Starting 5 is what, how many times? 8 times rarer. Or, you have some of these other, these upper deck inserts. Yeah, the upper deck golds, those are significantly rarer at 25. So that's how my algorithm decided to place it. But aesthetically, what cards do I like looking at the most? Molten Metal
I'm super excited to announce that BCW is an affiliate partner of the Cajun Cardboard brand. When you check out at BCW, use the promo code Cajun to receive 10% off of your order.
Molten Metal Fusion Titanium is in my top 3. My 3 favorite Jordan cards to gaze at are the PMG Red, the Gold Embossed Refractor, and the Molten Metal Fusion Titanium. Those are my 3 personal eye appeal favorites.
Yeah.
Then we get to the credentials. We've already talked about those and where I have them ranked. And here's the last interesting thing that I have to say, I think. I have all 3 first-year legacies in my top 24. I have all 3, and they're all tied for 7th. And here's why they rank so high. So row 0, row 1, and row 2 of the Legacy Collection, those all are parts of lineage because there is a second Michael Jordan, row 0, row 1, and row 2 that comes in 1997-98. So they all get the first year in a lineage bump. They all come from the very first possible season that belongs to this cluster, to this population of hierarchy cards that are numbered.
Yeah.
So they get that bump, too, of being very early, being from the 1996 being the first year of serial numbered Michael Jordan cards. They get that bump too, and then they have 150 copies, which is rare. It's not nearly as rare as some of this other stuff, but the fact that they're so early, the fact that they are, you could say they are from the rookie season of Jordan serial numbered cards, is why they're getting the chronological rarity bump. They're getting the first in the lineage bump, and 150 is still pretty darn scarce too.
It's pretty darn scarce. Yeah.
That's my list.
I feel like your serial number criteria is taking a backseat to first of its kind or first of its lineage criteria.
They all interact, and you can tweak them. Like I had to pick weights. Like, if you want to look at the weights that I used, like I'll send you the doc and you can sort of see, and you can tweak the weights. You can change the results. You can change what you get. So like it's there still is so much subjective preference that factors in. But I wanted all the subjective preference to happen at the entry points, and then once I make my choices for what I think is important, apply it to every card, and just try and take my personal bias out of it and just see what the result says.
Josh, where's Molten Metal Fusion Titanium for you?
7.
It's 8 for me. It's a big card, man.
It's I did not throw away bias. The way around. So if I'm looking at a table, my calculator can't answer the question. I'm just gonna use my hands and go.
That's number 1 on my list right now. That's number 1 on my list of a very short list of cards that I'm looking to acquire one way or another. And I've asked around and thought I was going to be involved in a deal that didn't work out. So we'll figure it out. I'm going to get it at some point. All right, Chris, what else? Anything else? Where are we at?
We're done. So I'll just give my concluding thoughts here, which is that, once again, there was tremendous consensus between tier 1 in the hierarchy and the way my formula ended up working out.
It sounds like,
16 of the 27 from tier 1 made it into my list too. There's some really cool, those are safe. I think those are safe picks. When I'm 65, I think those will still be the top tier. I think those will be very popular. And then there's riskier stuff. The formula ended up going all the way down into tier 4. So like if I were treating this sort of as a portfolio, and I don't want everything to be safe, I think this formula actually worked out pretty well. It gave me 16 safe picks to fill up my 23. And then I've got some riskier stuff that maybe could end up becoming more coveted down the line. I do think that as time goes on, I think rarity is going to become increasingly important. I think historical significance, such as firsts, lineages, I think those things are going to become increasingly important. I think people are going to continue to find different ways to approach the Jordan hierarchy and to find different ways to approach collecting it and find different opportunities. And I think a lot of those signals actually point towards rarity being a big factor. So I like having the risky tier 4 picks, some of the tier 3, some of the tier 2, but then the bulk are the consensus, which is beautiful. I really like that the formula ended up spitting out mostly consensus, and then it gave me a few other options that, kind of, hey, we'll see, man. Quarter of a century from now, maybe those cards will have a whole different story that they tell.
So you think we're going to go from, I like the taste of donuts, I like Dunkin' Donuts, give me that one, is going to change into something a little more thought-provoking?
Call me crazy.
More analytical?
Call me crazy.
Yeah, call you crazy. Okay. All right. I think we've gone through two of the lists in depth. Josh, let's go through yours. Anything that stands out on yours that's just wildly different? I mean, you and I are really, really close I'm trying to think of some cards that we have not talked about. Chris,
go ahead.
Starquest Gold, was that in yours?
Starquest
No.
Gold is one of my noteworthy exclusions. Playmakers Theater didn't make it. Starquest Gold didn't make it. Slam Bams didn't make it. Like those are the numbered inserts that ended up not making it. That shocked me personally.
12, 13, 14 for me. You just named my 12, 13, 14. Starquest Gold, Playmakers, and Slam Bams in order. 12, 13, 14. What about, did we talk, you had Golden Boss Refractor where? Deep in your 20s.
Yep. Gold Boss Refractor I had at 20th.
And
18.
Frankie doesn't want that green embossed refractor, so he didn't have it. Josh, where's Golden Boss Refractor on your list?
18.
Okay. It's on it's 11 on my list. And again, in this dream hypothetical where we get to pull 23 of the best Jordan cards in the world, it's not green on mine. It's gold. So so that's my hypothetical. The asterisk is it's gotta still be gold and it'll never turn green. So there's my dream come true. Josh, talk me through your list. Let's start at 1 for your list and go through, and we're going to rehash some you've already talked about, but just start at 1 and work your way through, and feel free to stop and talk about any of them and how they got to where they are or how they are in relation to others.
Yeah, my top 3 are pretty much everybody's top 3. They're value and rarity. It's the PMG Green, Credentials Now, and PMG Red.
Yep.
So those 3 are ghosts of beyond ghosts, right?
Same 3, same order. Yep.
My next 2 are the 2-star rubies, the 98 star rubies, the gold one, and then the 97 star rubies. Both numbered to 50. Both don't sell. Both have extremely high value. You just, you don't see them.
Tell me, Josh, tell me why your 98 Rubies, serial number to 50, is ranked ahead of 97 Metal Universe Championship PMG. I'm just curious about those 2 cards in particular.
That's literally the next card I have is the 97 PMG.
So it's right there.
Yep, it's right there. They're all numbered to 50. The Rubies seem for me to sell less frequently than like PMG Champ. Especially so because I see them more often, I believe they're more available, even though they're numbered to the same.
Yeah.
You just don't see the 97 Ruby sell. 1 is sold at all, and you just don't see it. So I think it's more about knowing, and watching the market. And I've been doing this for 30 plus years. I just know that the rarity of some of these cards aren't what they're stated to be.
Yeah. I think you're right. And it is weird how we'll go on a run. And then, you know what? It's interesting because about 4 years ago, we saw a bunch of Ultra Stars Gold sell in a very short time period. And and the thing ran up, the BGS 9.5 ran up over $100,000, right? And so here we are in 2025, we're seeing Jordan cards obliterate 2021 prices. But the Ultra Starquest Gold is not back to 2021 prices. And what's weird is when it was selling in quick succession like that, it was still going up. It's just sometimes logic can be thrown out the window, and I just don't understand it.
When something sells all the time, it won't go up. Look at the LeBron RPA. It was every day there was one on the auction, and then they dried up. There's none available, and now it's all of a sudden, humongous.
Yep. Yeah, we talk about it all the time on the channel. Yep.
Yeah, my next one is number 6 is the PMG Champ.
Okay.
Again, rarity, doesn't sell. Metal Fusion Titanium, number to 40. 98 Precious Metal Gems, the gold one with the rivets. Again, doesn't sell that often. The next card I have is the 98 Skybox Super Rave, the number to 25. Purely based on the fact that none of us own it.
Ghosts.
None of us have hardly even seen a real copy. And I just know that you'll never get another one. So if you don't snag it off the table, right at the beginning, you're not going to get it. So yeah, the number to 25 Super Rave. Put the starting 5, assuming it's real, is the next card. That's extremely purely rare. That's the only reason. Aesthetically, it's not there. I put the Credentials Future Pink. The 97 Credentials Pink. It's just so recognizable. It's so high in demand. That's the justification. Grand Finale is the next one. It has a lot of parallels, but that card is just getting more and more popular recently, and it's just really rarely seen. So I put the Grand Finale. Another one we really haven't talked about right after that, Slam Bams. Another one, numbered 100. You just don't see good quality copies. You don't see them often. And if I had to hang on to that card till I was 65, I'm happy with that one.
Yeah.
Aesthetically too.
You want the one with the hole punched in it, or you just want the regular?
Yeah, just a regular one. I'll take both.
Fair enough.
And I did the 97 Ultra Platinum Medallion, same one Frankie picked. That one is the most iconic and most desirable of all the Platinum Medallions by far.
Yeah. I agree. Yeah.
Put the Playmaker Theater. I know Chris fell off his list, but I put Playmaker Theater as the next one. It's numbered. It's colorful. It's 90s. It's something I would love to have to look at for, next 15 plus years. So I put the Playmaker Theater in there. Starquest Gold made it. Again, not probably the sexiest card, and obviously from a collector's choice, cheap product. But if you're going to pick them off a table, like I said, it's just not seen. You don't get them. You can go to a national, and there might not even be one in the room.
Yeah.
So by that alone, the rarity is picked it off. GER is next, the Golden Boss Refractor, the epitome of the 90s. I think between the Ultra Stars Gold and the GER, there's the best looking 90s inserts ever made, just purely based on aesthetics.
You got GER and serial number to 74 behind Playmakers, behind Starquest Gold, behind Slam Bams, all serial number to 100. Talk us through that analysis and why you would put that
purely
behind.
Demand and rarity. It's a combination. So, something like Platinum Medallion, you'll see a GER more than you'll see that 97 Platinum Medallion. Mm-hmm. So it's just rarity. It's just how much you've seen it, how many there are out there. One that nobody's talked about, I'm going to bring up in a minute. I did the 97 Rubies Team Skybox next.
Okay.
That one
I put 10. This is where you and I are the most different. Like everything, you just read my list basically, but you and I, this is where we're the most different. I have the Team Skybox Star Rubies at number 10.
Yeah, it's the most common. It's a parallel. It's an insert of that set. It's beautiful though. So it had to make the list because of the aesthetics alone. Yeah. In my opinion, I love the image. I love everything about it. It's colorful. It's bright. Yeah. I put Jambalaya at 20.
That's where I am.
I put Rose Zero 96 Flare Showcase of the Legacy at 21. One that we have not talked about at 22, High Voltage 500.
High Voltage not 500 is what it should be called.
Right. And so here's where knowledge comes in, right? So it's beautiful. It's numbered. It's all great. But it's a parallel. But there's not 200 out there, much less 500.
Yeah.
I don't know how many exactly, but between all three grading companies, there's probably like 75 graded, if that.
Yeah. I just
so
sold
it's out of a base hoops product, right? So it's out of a cheap product. I don't know where they all are, but I can tell you that card is much, much rarer than it's stated to be.
Yeah.
I finished it off with Ultra Stars Gold with a very big honorable mention for me, which is the Cut Above. So the Cut Above didn't make the list, but it's to me one of my favorite 90s inserts, and just aesthetically a great card for me.
Yeah. That's our lists are very similar. My Ultra Stars Gold I had a lot higher than you did. I had it 17, but I've got a card that nobody's mentioned yet that I included. I pulled a Chris McGill, pulled a card out of the woodworks and threw it into
wait, don't say it. I would love for the panel to guess what it is.
Yeah, y'all should be able to guess this. Think about low print run. I'll give you one hint. Low print run, not serial numbered.
Okay, not serial numbered is a big curveball. Okay.
Low print run, not serial number.
I can't believe y'all haven't brought this up. And I thought somebody would have it sneaking in because my list is essentially it's only 21 because I've got both rookie cards in there just because I'm stubborn, right? And I want people that like Star cards just keep watching my channel. I'm starting to make friends with them, so I want to keep Star in there. I put 86 Flair in there, so I'm friends with everybody now. But this is card number 21 on my list, and it was tough because there's two of them.
Yeah, I'm going with the Platinum Portraits.
Yeah. That's
and I can see how that one would get in here. Certainly value-wise, it sounds like it's run lately. I've got the Illuminator in here, guys, because I think the print run is somewhere mid-70s.
I think it's in the 60s. I think Card Channel had
It might
published
be.
a post.
Yeah, I mean,
Well,
I put
obviously
the
you're talking
T9B.
about the T9B with the Lightning, right? That one.
I chose the T9B. I've got the 9 T1B, and I've got the 9 T9B, and I put the T9B in here. I think it's probably slightly a little bit better looking. It's 1 in 9,216 pack odds, and again, I think the print run is pretty damn minuscule, and so it snuck into my 21. That's
Hardest
really
one
the
for me to
only
complete that
Cinderella
set.
card that I
That
have.
was the hardest one to get for that set.
Yeah, that's the only
Sure.
Cinderella that I have in here, man. But what an interesting, eclectic, foursome of lists right there, with a whole bunch of different perspectives for sure. Hopefully everybody enjoyed this video. Again, guys, the hierarchy posters are available. This is not a video to sell hierarchy posters, but they're available. Go check out the YouTube description. If all of these cards are mesmerizing to you, then join the club, man. This is why we do what we do. And I couldn't think of 3 other guys. Well, I could think of one other guy that belonged, but he's too camera shy to come on here, right? Plus, he's busy printing money at his dental practice, so he was never going to join the likes of us anyway. We know
It doesn't even narrow it down, Brian. That's still like 100.
You know what? That's the scary thing. There's like 11 dentists I'm thinking of that could have fit that description.
Right, exactly.
Yeah. So
Dentists
yeah.
are not rare. They are low in my formula.
They are not. Yeah, the dentists are like the 86 Fleer of the hobby. To be quite honest with you, there's one every day. You can find.
I think they rank like number 90 in Chris's algorithm.
That's right.
I loved hearing you guys' listen rankings. By the way, I could do this every day for the rest of my life.
Well, the good news is my brain does not turn off, and I think this is a good idea, and I think that this won't be the last time the 4 of us sit down and put a list together of some sort. In fact, I've got some other ideas already, percolating up here in my Cajun brain right now. We're gonna do this again. I promise you guys. If y'all are complicit and willing to come back on the channel, we will do this again. It won't be the same topic. I'll find another topic, but something unique, something nobody's ever done before. But this one right here, this video, guys, just so you know, is going to be saved. And just so the people watching know, is going to be saved in the hierarchy playlist on the channel, along with all the original hierarchy videos, because it goes hand in hand in a lot of ways. And there are some more videos that we've done since the time Josh and I went through that whole hierarchy when we did 20 whatever videos. There's been other videos that I've put into that hierarchy playlist list because playlist on the YouTube channel, because they're so intricately interwoven with the hierarchy that I just think they belong in there. And it's just a natural progression into these types of videos. So I appreciate all of you guys are super busy. All of y'all are killing it in the hobby in your own way. And so I appreciate you guys coming on the channel and joining us. And I know the people that are watching really appreciate you guys spending your time with us on the video. So any last thoughts? Anybody? Any last thoughts at all?
It would have been a very different list had it been purely aesthetics with no value.
I agree.
And Frankie's was a
My list
hybrid.
would have started with Frankie's list.
Yeah. Well, his list ended up just being a hybrid of oh my God, I can't pass this card up to, well, this card's got to be in there because it's worth $1 bazillion. So it ended up being a hybrid. And Chris plugged his into ChatGPT, and that's what it spit out. And then Josh and I just do whatever Josh does because that's how I collect. And so, maybe we all could have predicted this, right? No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, interesting. We'll put all 4 lists in the YouTube description. We want you guys that watch the video, comment below. Let us know what cards we didn't talk about that you think should have been in the top 23. Which cards surprised you the most on each of our lists? Which cards would you agree with? What are if you don't want to put your top 23 list into the comments, which I don't recommend, that would be a lot. Put us your top 3, just out of curiosity. Is your top 3 similar to our top 3?
Top 5 or top 10. Top 3
do top 5. Top 2
easy.
is kind of, everybody's chasing the dollar with the top 2, right?
Yeah,
but what is your top 5, just out of curiosity, and put that in the comments and let us know what surprised you about this video. Thank you guys for joining me, Frankie, Josh, and Chris. Of course, thank you guys for watching. You guys keep collecting, stay positive in the hobby, and peace. Awesome. Thanks, guys.